Hey guys, Robert Blackman doing a quick little Facebook Live training. I haven't done this in a long time. I've got a big announcement where I am going to be doing a brand new show. It's called the Show Me Don't Snow Me show. Say that fast 10 times. And the premise of this show and the training is that I see so much online today of people who are claiming to do something. They do a lot of content that has no content. They do a lot of I guess kind of good showmanship. And I've never really been a good showman. I've always been somebody that's had to go to work, and I've always done my work kind of quietly behind the scenes, and then duplicated that. And that's the key in network marketing. And so this new show is going to start on Monday, where every single day I'm going to show you what I do. It's going to be live via Google Hangout, so you can come in, you can watch me call people, live prospects, the same leads that we have over at profitleads.com. So these will be the same. This is what I do every day anyway. So what I've decided to do, instead of just doing what I do every day, it actually show you what I do. Instead of just writing about it, and instead of claiming that I do these things, I wanted to show you. So that way, I think it's going to create some value for you, that no matter what business you're in, you're going to be able to come up and say, well, I'm going to get online today and I'm going to watch Blackman make some phone calls. A lot of different ways to build online today. I was talking to a leader yesterday, a hilarious guy, and I asked him, I said, well, how do you build your business? He goes, every effing way that I can. I do one-on-ones. I do, tastings and meetings. I talk to people on the phone. He goes, whatever I got to do, I do it. And that's what most leaders do, is most leaders will go out and do whatever it takes to build the business. But that doesn't necessarily duplicate down in your organization. And so one of the things that I want to do is I want to show you what I do every day. Instead of snowing you or telling you, I'm going to show you, and that's the name of the show. Show me, don't snow me. So that way, if you want to take on what I do and add it to your business model, you can. You can see firsthand exactly what works. Like last night, I called 12 leads with one gentleman. Got 3 really good appointments out of it. The other 9 people just got their voicemail. And he said he was blown away. He goes, I can't believe how good these leads are. I can't believe the quality of people that are out there that can't be reached any other way than by the phone. One guy was a plumber down in Texas. He's looking for something to do part-time. He works from home in his plumbing business. Wendy's is one of his clients. So he's got a whole group of people that goes out, but he's looking. He's in his 40s, and he knows he needs to do something else long-term. So he's out there. Another one was an engineer from California. Another one was a gal up in North Dakota that she was real busy, and she says, yes, let's talk tomorrow. So that's what's going to happen next week, and it's going to be daily. And I've never done this before as far as showing people what I do. And I don't know if anybody else in the industry or the profession has done that. I know there's some people that make phone calls once a week or once a month and show those. I've been on those calls. I think they're great. I think those people that do that are great. I think any way you want to build your business is great, as long as it duplicates or it pays for your bills. But for me, and I want to leave this with you today, there's a couple of antidotes. And if you want to grab a pen and paper today, I want you to write this training down, because this is what part of the calling. It's not going to be just me calling. It's going to be kind of like a live comedy act. I mean, you're going to be able to see, it's live. It's not pre-formatted. I don't know these people that will be calling. So you'll be hearing what I'm hearing, what they're saying, and then you'll be able to see what I say on a snap. Like, boom, gosh, I can't believe he said that. You'll be able to see me screw up. I've got a format of what I do. But when you go live and you start calling people live that you don't know, anything could happen. Like a guy yesterday, I left him a message, and I text him, and I actually sent him an email, and he sent back an email saying, don't ever call me again, and I said, okay, we'll take you off the list. I go, did you speak to Mary? He goes, yeah, I talked to Mary, but I changed my mind, so don't ever, freaking call me again, or I'm going to, whatever he's going to do, he's going to do something really bad to me. So I get those as well, too. So here's today's training. Recruiting. Recruiting is nothing more than creating and maintaining curiosity. And I'll say that again. Recruiting, like I'm going to be doing, and it's also with your warm market that this applies as well too. Recruiting is about creating and maintaining curiosity to the point that they get the presentation. Okay, so a lot of times I'll be talking with my downline and my organization. Hey Ted, how you doing? Charles, how you doing? Beta, how you doing? Great, got a lot of my team members on here today. That's awesome. A lot of times I'll be training with my team members, and they'll be, whether it's warm marketing, like we, do a three-way call with their friend, or whether it's one of our telephone interview leads, and I'll just either be a mouse on the call to listen, or I'm engaged with them. And I'm amazed at the number of people, because I made this mistake early on, that they would get on the phone and tell them what it is. Okay? Recruiting's like a blind date. It really is. I mean, you have to create that. You have to build it up. Man, this girl's great. This guy's great. He's good looking. She's good looking. They've got an MBA. Just meet us over here, at Louis. Meet us over here at Charleston's, and we're going to have a blind date. If you tell the prospect, whether it's a family or friend, or it's a lead off the internet or a telephone, if you tell them before they've seen the presentation what it is, you've blown it. You've taken away the reason for them to go watch or read what you have. And you've also ruined it for them, and you've given them the reason to create some kind of an excuse or a preconceived notion about, oh, I'm not interested in skincare. I was training with some people in a skincare company, and they called and called and called, and they would get people say, yeah, I'll send it, but they never got anybody to follow up with. And I go, because you're telling them on the front it's skincare. I don't care if it's women calling women. You still need to create. You haven't created any curiosity, and you haven't maintained it through the process to get them in there. That's the reason why Amway worked so well when they said, hey, it's Brit International. It's not Amway. Because Amway had created such a name for themselves, good or bad. That's not one of these type of trainings. But everyone, it was a household name. Today, the 20 and 30-year-olds think Amway's Amtrak, okay? They don't even know what it is. So they had to switch from saying come to an Amway meeting to go out and go to a Brit International meeting, or whatever the name of the upline was, Maris International, so on. So they could do what? Why did they do that? So they could create curiosity. And they maintained that curiosity all the way through the presentation to the very end. And they'd say, they'd show the entire plan. And then they'd say the servicing corporation is Amway. And then you sometimes you could hear a gasp in the crowd. Oh, it's Amway. Why didn't you just tell me it was Amway up front and I wouldn't even come to the meeting, right? So, but we're not here to talk about right or wrong. We're here today to talk about marketing, about what works in recruiting and network marketing. That still works. They're still at $8.9 or $9 billion. They're still the number one network marketing company in the entire world. I believe Herbalife's about $4.5 billion. Herbalife would have to double, and they'd still be in second place. I want you to think about that for a second. From just a pure marketing point of view, you got to look at Amway kind of like Coca-Cola and Herbalife kind of like Pepsi. The first to market. That's the branding thing. Everybody, Mountain Dew, RC Cola, everyone that came behind it can't ever catch up with them because they were first to market. There's an element of that in humanity. Okay, everyone knows the name Coke. So Amway and Herbalife are number one and number two. But yet, if today I was doing a Facebook Live and I'd said, I'm joining Amway or Herbalife, I'd probably get maybe 1 out of 100 that would even show interest. Okay? But yet they're number one and number two because they know how to create and maintain curiosity. So that's number one about recruiting. And so when you hear me make my calls next week on my show, you're going to say, well, he didn't really give the prospect much information because I'm trying to create curiosity. It's that blind date. I'm building up that person about how great they are, so they'll show up at the blind date. If you've ever been on a blind date before, you know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of times you'll come in and go, oh, she's nothing like the guy described. Or they'll go, or I've gone, man, this girl is incredible. Why didn't you tell me how awesome she was? Okay, and same for, if girls are trying to get a blind date with guys. It's the same thing. So that's number one key in what I do. is I create curiosity. I tell them we're the fastest growing company. I'm one of the top recruiters in the country. My wife and I have quit our jobs of $40,000 a year each. You got to create your own story, whatever it is. Say, hey, I've got 5 kids, and the person I'm working with makes $20,000 a month, and I'm using the same system he is. So you don't have to be making money to create that curiosity, to create that type of system. So that's number one. Number two, it's about finding and developing leaders. So once you recruit, the next one is about finding and creating leaders. So you got to find them out there. There are leaders out there. This guy that's the plumber, he's a leader even though he doesn't know it yet. Yes, Charles, they're going to be recorded. We'll do a series of it, and it's going to be on YouTube that you can go back on my channel and watch it. It'll say day 1, day 2, day 3. So the goal is to do 20 a month, 1 every day. At least, 10, 25 calls based on how the calls go. Less than 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and then I'll open up for training. So you've got to go out and find leaders, and you got to develop leaders. And that's how you maintain your freedom. And I want to talk about freedom a little bit in network marketing. Because, see, to me, after 36 years, freedom used to mean my check. Freedom used to mean that I was home on a Tuesday playing golf at 9 a.m. while everybody else at work. And that's not freedom in network marketing to me. It might be to other people, and it used to be to me, and that's fine if it is for you. But I want to give you my definition of freedom. Because after being in the business 36 years and still being successful, here's what's freedom to me. Unlimited prospects. Unlimited new people to talk to, not just for me, but for my team. And here's why. Network marketing is a volunteer army. They're all independent distributors which have signed an independent distributor agreement where you've signed over your rights to be independent, okay? You have to realize that. Most independent distributor agreements, you're signing away your rights to do other businesses. I mean, fair or unfair, read the agreement. Some companies are more lenient, some are more strict. Some will terminate you if they find out you're even doing an affiliate program where you make $5 on doing a website or an autoresponder for your team. I've seen people terminated because they offered a free, a paid-for autoresponder on Facebook. Their downline, upline, crossline told the company, and the company terminated somebody saying, you violated, on page 17, 7A.2, you violated this. Read it. If you're going to be in business for yourself, you got to realize that these companies have to protect the customers and the reps that are brought into the organization. It's the only way that they can eliminate chaos in this business. It's not the best scenario, but it's just the scenario. Still, network marketing is still better than a job, and it's still better than a traditional business. Unless you have a traditional business that runs itself with great leaders, then that's great. I know a lot of people who have a traditional business where they have a storage unit, okay? Hey, they're making 10 grand a month, and they go down once a month and make sure that the guy's still at the store, okay? There's nothing wrong with that kind of traditional business. So where I was going at that is that you have to understand, for me, freedom isn't my check. Freedom isn't my time. Even though those things create freedom for me. My true freedom in network marketing after 36 years is that I could replace any of my team in a minute. I don't have to worry about some group leaving. I don't have to worry about my company going out of business. Because, see, those are two things as an independent distributor I do not have control over. I don't have control over what's going on with the company. The emperor has no clothes. I mean, if we all knew what happened behind closed doors of every network marketing company, we'd all go out and start our own network marketing company, okay? That's the reason I have a lead company that I own. That's kind of a network marketing affiliate program. That's why I did that, as a protection for me and my family, so I would never have to go back and get a job or traditional business. So Profit Leads has allowed me to stay in the game while my regular network marketing income went up and down because groups left, companies closed, things were outside of my control where I felt like I was a victim. So there's nothing worse for me than to sit here in my own business and go, I'm a victim of somebody else. So that's the reason I created safeguards in my recruiting and what I do. So freedom to me is unlimited prospects for me and my organization. Yes, I still recruit every single day and every single week and every single month. Not so much at a detriment to where I don't have time to go work with my team. But I still recruit. Why? It's a protection mechanism of the business model. I have to be understanding that there are things out there in network marketing that I have no control over. And those two things for me are what the company does and what my downline does, because they're independent reps. They're the guys and gals like me that would rather just punch you in the face than be told what to do. Okay? So within that, you have to create this whole community of leadership. So if you're finding and developing leaders, then you have to let them lead. Like there's a quote from Steve Jobs, which I love, that he had with Apple. And he said, look, you don't hire smart people to tell them what to do. You hire smart people so they'll tell you what to do. All right, that's one of his famous quotes. It's the same thing in network marketing. I don't I don't go out and recruit people to tell them what to do. I give them the framework, training. As you guys know, I got training out the wazoo and scripts and what to do. I give them the template, but I don't tell them when to work. I want them to tell me, hey, Robert, I like this script, but I want to change this. Hey, Robert, I'd like to do this. That's perfect. That's great. So those are just a couple of tips today for you as far as about the recruiting process and about creating and maintaining curiosity. So review what you're doing. Make sure that you're not saying too much on the front. And I've tested this in my own ads. I've done ads for Coffee Lovers Wanted. And then I've done ads like Start Your Own Business for $4.99. I do better out of the $4.99 than the specific one. So you'll see me do a lot of things on Facebook, and then all of a sudden you'll see me stop it. And you'll go, what's going on? Well, I did a test. I calculated it, and then I'm recalibrating, I'm retooling up, and I'm refining that test. So what you're going to find out on these calls that I'm going to be doing on this show each week is you're just going to be seeing me raw. You're going to be seeing me, and I'll have all the templates as far as what I'm, what you should say, but you'll see me go off script. I went off script yesterday with this gentleman. I made 3 phone calls because I played off the tonality of that person's voice, the background noise. Are you driving in a car? Sounds like you're busy. Would you like for me to call another time? All right. So you have to be able to be dynamic. We're not robots. Okay. We're not calling other robots, but you have to have a template. So you'll see, I'm going to give you a template of what to say and do, and then you'll look at it and hear what I say and go, well, he's not really following that word for word. No. And I don't think you should either. But you have to have a starting point, okay, if this is going to be your own business. So anyway, just wanted to announce that starting Monday, a brand new show called Show Me, Don't Snow Me Show, all right, where I'm going to be calling live interviewed leads on a webcast that you can ask questions as I go through. And you can see what I do. So if you want to add that into your repertoire of how you go out and promote, then you can see whether there's any value for you to do that. And packages over at Profit Lead start at $49.95 for 25 of the telephone interview leads. So that's $1.99 a lead. I think you can afford it to give it a test for a month or two. And instead of wondering what to do with those leads, you're going to be able to plug in every day, watch me live, or if you come home from work and say, I'm going to see what Robert did today, and you'll be able to go to my YouTube page, my Facebook page. If you're on my email list, you'll get an email every day. Hey, here's the results of today's calls. Most times I'll call 25 people. I'll get 5 to 10 appointments. And I want you to write this down, and I'm going to be done today. If I get 5 to 10 appointments today, that is more appointments than over 90% of network marketers get in a year. All right. So when people tell me network marketing doesn't work, or I got involved in network marketing and it didn't work for me, or network marketing's not for me, I just kind of take it with a grain of salt because we don't know what their activity was. It's like saying marriage isn't for me. You don't know what their relationship was like. Marriage is the best thing. Being a parent's the best thing. They're tough as hell, but they're the best thing. I could be in this house here by myself. I mean, who'd want to do that with no kids and no spouse? I mean, come on. Walking around here talking to myself, that'd be nuts. But you have challenges. I got 5 kids and a wife. So you look up and you go, there's all these moving parts and things don't always go my way, but it's worth it. Okay? So when somebody tells me network marketing doesn't work, then I really, and they'll talk to me. I go, hey, okay, well, tell me what you were in. Tell me what happened. And over that 12-month period, how many people did you sponsor? Most people say 1 or 2 and they quit. Well, how many appointments were you setting per month? And they go, what's an appointment? And I go, somebody that, is going to see a presentation, or they saw a presentation, who's doing a follow-up. And I go, oh, well, none, or maybe 1 or 5 in the whole year. So you got to realize that when I do this every single day, people go, Robert, how are you still in the business after 36 years? I show the plan. I make presentations. I set appointments. It's a business. Okay? It's a business. And for me, freedom is doing that. That's my freedom. I'm always looking for leaders. I'm always looking to have the ability to put more people in front line. So if somebody bugs out, I go, bye. Come back anytime and good luck. If you think the grass is greener somewhere else and you don't like our products anymore, you don't like our pay plan, or you've exhausted your warm market list, or you don't want to call leads, then great. Go find a program. And most people will do this. They join a program that tells them what they want to hear, which is it's easy. It's simple. You just buy traffic, or it's a one-time payment, or it's something new. Okay, that's the biggest stealer of downlines, is it's a new product, new service, a new phenom in the industry where you're out there and you're thinking that if I just join something new that's going in momentum, then I'll succeed without having to do anything. And you may do that for a little bit, but ultimately that's why these leaders, or so-called leaders, will go out and join a program, and then a year or two later they're in something else because they've exhausted their list and they put in all the people they can put in, and they didn't teach duplication to their team. So when their team doesn't duplicate, what does their team do? They drop out. When their team drops out, what happens to the leader's check? It goes down. If a check goes down consistently, what do? They look for another program to go build, and that's what we call the yo-yo effect, up and down, up and down, up and down. So anyway, I've been kind of rambling on some training today, but that's what the calls are going to be like. I invite you to get on them live if you can. They'll be during the morning, afternoon, or evening based on what my schedule is, so it'll be kind of varied. I'll be using a program called ProfitLeadsDialer.com, ProfitLeadsDialer.com if you want to go to that. Because I do automation. So with the dialer system, what it does for me is I'm able to call 25 people in about 20 minutes. If I get a voicemail, it leaves a pre-recorded voicemail for me automatically. So I don't have to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. It sends them an email. If I talk to a live person, I can go in and it sets an appointment for me. So I go in and I pop up a screen while I'm talking to them. It's on the screen. And I go, well, I've got a 9 a.m. available tomorrow. And I go, great. I'm able to just click on it. It takes their name from that, puts it in there. And then it puts it in a calendar. And then I can set, when do I want to be notified of that appointment? Because I'm driving around, I got kids, I'm going to dinner with my wife, and I got my phone, and all of a sudden I look up and I go, oh, I got an appointment in 15 minutes, hang on. I could be at a soccer game. So that system will keep me, it's like a virtual secretary for me. It keeps me in line as a crazy network marketer because I'm able to track all of my appointments through one system. I make all my phone calls there. It leaves the messages for me, sends the emails to go watch the video. It sets it's an appointment reminder for me. So, and then in the morning, it actually sends me a report like I got mine today and I have 10 appointments today. So at 7 a.m. it says, Robert, here's your appointment. So I printed that out. I take it with me. And then I start getting emails 15 minutes before each call. I call that person. About half of them show up, and that's about it. And then I follow up with those people that do show up, and those that don't, try to set another appointment with them. I'm the master of the mundane. That's it. And I stay focused on that. So ProfitLeadsDialer.com, if you want to go check that out before the calls next week. It's got a 7-day free trial, no credit card needed. It's really cool. It's a great company, Networks Online. I've been working with them for over 20 years, all the people there. So anyway, that's it. Be looking for my show next week. Show Me, Don't Snow Me. I'll actually be sending out announcements and recording them so you can watch them if you're not live. It'll be a daily show Monday through Friday so you can see what I do. The goal is to teach you what I do. It makes me accountable too, all right, because I'm doing them live. So it forces me to come in and do the calls every day. It also will give you encouragement because you're going to see me fail. You're going to see me succeed. And every time you get off the call, and every time I've done this, whether I've three-way called with an individual, I've done it in front of a group of people, every single time, here's the response I get from people. Oh my gosh, I didn't know making phone calls was going to be like that. I didn't know it was going to be so easy. These are great prospects. That's a great appointment, Robert. That's, wow, this is how you really do it. So it's kind of like the magician showing you how he cuts the lady in half before he does it. And then once the mystery of recruiting and calling leads is removed, then it's just up to you to say, hey, do I want to add that into what I do at just $49.95 a month for 25 leads and maybe get 5 or 10 appointments and sign up 1 or 2 people a month? Again, 90% of the reps in network marketing don't set any appointments. They're not signing anybody up. So to get your team on this is going to be a great thing for you to know that they can do it. And then you don't have to train them to say, Robert's doing a live generic call every day. Just, go follow him. Go listen to what he does. So we'll see you on Monday. And hope you guys have a great weekend. And I look forward to hearing all your comments on the calls and looking forward to training you and teaching you to what I do. And hopefully it will add value and content. And what I don't want to be is one of those people that just get on and talk and talk and talk. And there's nothing wrong with that because we're all salespeople and we like to talk and give content. But for me, I want to take my content to another level. This is a personal thing for me. I want to not just tell you what I do. I want to show you what I do. So that way I don't have to write about it later, right? Just come watch the show. If you want to know what I do, watch the show. If you want to know what a full-time network marketer does, watch the show. So I don't need to do anything to other than say, did you watch all last week's shows? Okay, great. Then that's what I do. All right. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, buddy. All right. Yeah. Digging the beard. Yes. Well, it's the goatee. It was the beard. And then my wife said, hey, it's summer's coming. You got to cut it. And so anyway, we'll see. It's just, when you work at home, you got nothing else to do, right? Than to mess with your beard, right? Anyway, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Be looking for the announcements. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. And remember, recruiting is about creating and maintaining curiosity. That's going to get you the most people to see a presentation, whether it's inviting them to a meeting, a one-on-one, a coffee, getting them on the phone, read a PDF, try a sample, watch a video, whatever it is. You got to create. It's a blind date, okay? It's that same curiosity. You got to come meet this guy, meet this girl. You got to build it up, but not give specifics, okay? Because once you give specifics, you give them a reason to prejudge whether they even want to take a look at it. We know that they don't know what they don't know. They don't. They don't know anything about your comp plan. They don't know anything about your products. They don't know about the opportunity. So you have to create this curiosity that they go, man, this guy's excited. I'm going to go take a look at what he's doing. Maybe it's something that I can do. All right? So, and then also it's about finding and developing leadership. And then again, the third point was about my freedom. My freedom is unlimited prospects. It's not my check. It's not that I'm home on a Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning doing some training. My kids are at school. My wife's at a science fair with my 5-year-old daughter. My 15-year-old daughter is going to Tulsa in a track meet. We're leaving tonight to go to a soccer tournament in Tulsa for my 12-year-old son. My 19-year-old son's at work. My 21-year-old daughter lives in town. She's going to school and she's got work tonight. I got all these things going on. That's not my freedom. Those are results of my freedom. And my freedom is unlimited prospects for me and for my downline. So I have the security of knowing that I can replace anybody at any time. That's my job, to maintain my freedom. I don't camp out on a check. And that's what I see a lot of people have done that I consult and coach with, that they were making $30,000 a month. And they set on that. They stopped recruiting. They stopped it. I've done that. I've been guilty of that. I thought it would never end, right? All right, like it was a CD. Your network marketing check is not a CD. It's not. It's not guaranteed residual income at a bank. It fluctuates based on what the company does and based on what the leadership in your team does. So, to me, freedom is being able to replace those people at any single time. And it's not just me recruiting. It's getting my team to recruit, to get into their warm market. And then once they run out of their warm market leads, then they get into my telephone interview leads. And that's how we go out and build a business, a customer base and distributor base. So that's true freedom, is having unlimited people to talk to. When I wake up every morning, if somebody says, hey, I got to cancel. Hey, man, tell me what happened. Sorry, good luck. Sign up somebody new today. That's the freedom. So I don't live in fear. Most people who camp out on their check that were making 30, 50,000 a month, it starts going down, going down, going down, going down. They look up and they go, oh my gosh. And then by the time that they get going again, it takes 6 months to create that momentum. Because when you stop working your check doesn't automatically go down in that month. It may take 6 months to a year for your check to reflect your inactivity. I know, guilty. I got a t-shirt, all right? I had late payments. My house went into foreclosure because of that. And I was scrambling to go build it up again. And I found myself in a frantic state at 1 year in my career because I had stopped working for a year. Company changed the compensation plan. Our checks went down 75% and most of my leaders left. I hadn't maintained my relationships with my leaders. I wasn't doing three-way calls. I wasn't doing meetings for them. I didn't know they were doing what I was doing. We were all camping out on our check, thinking our network marketing check was a CD. It's not a CD. It's a dynamic living thing. And that's why I'm dynamic and I'm living, but I continue to prospect. I continue to help my team prospect and do calls. I'm continuing looking for leaders and I'm finding them. They're needles in a haystack, but I'm looking for them. I'm a prospector. Okay? It's like gold. I'm a prospector. Why is Robert still panning for gold after 36 years? Because that's what it takes to stay in network marketing. Most of the top leaders will tell you that. Now, you may have people on your team that are out prospecting. They got their own separate systems from yours, but they got to be bringing in new people, or everyone's check's going to go away. All right. So anyway, enough for today. We'll see you next week. I hope you guys have a great weekend and be looking for my brand new show on Monday called Show Me, Don't Snow Me. Hope you guys have a great weekend. See you later.